Hey guys, on today's agenda we got a little hole up here. I had to dig to find out how far out my pipe was going out to the septic tanks, because we're going to be building across the basement here, across the walkout basement here. Porch is going to go all the way from there to there, probably 10 to 12 feet out this way. So I'm going to have to put posts along here. I have a sewer line going out to the septic tank, PVC. So I dug this out here. You can see right where it turns here. So I'm going to either have to put my posts here or here because of missing this line that goes all the way out there and then down. Right shortly after we started our YouTube channel, we had 3 videos in a row. We just titled them part 1, 2, 3. It was So Crap Really Does Roll Downhill, and it was right after we started and had our biggest viewership ever on one of those videos. We had over 13,000 views on one of them, and since then it dropped back to reality. But yeah, so got a bunch of views on that. But instead of putting posts in the ground, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put holes and put sonotubes in, fill them with concrete, and then put brackets on the top and mount my posts going up from there. But so I want to fill in this hole now that I know where that pipe is located, because this is a trip hazard walking in and out if you're out here. If the outdoor light there isn't turned on, you walk up here in the dark, you could break your darn leg. So I'm going to fill that in, and then more firewood work today. I've got got a bunch of logs out behind the red barn there that are ready to cut up into rounds, and then there's some over by the yellow shipping container over there that are ready to cut up into rounds. And I got a couple pieces around the property, one down by the outhouse over there, and one down that way. There's a couple piles of rounds that are already cut. Some of them, the ones down there by the outhouse are nice and solid. Those are not very old. The ones over there, some of them are quite solid yet. Some of them are getting a little old. They'd be more bonfire material. But yeah, we get those cut up and ready for splitting. Fill up a couple more totes. We got 2 totes filled up so far. I'm also going to talk to my neighbor. I plow his driveway, the one that gets me the IBC totes. Thinking about offering him a deal where if he can get me more IBC totes, if he wants to trade 1 tote per snowplow job, each time I plow his driveway would pay for a tote. So today, fill that hole in up there and get started cutting and splitting these things. Like I said, we already got trees dropped, but we can cut them up and get them ready to split. It's supposed to start raining a little later this afternoon, so I can split under the roof here, but I can't cut the pieces up under the roof, so I think I'll go out there. What I was thinking about doing is grabbing the Mini X, just bringing the Mini X over here. I mean, it's right there. I can just bring it right over here, set by this pile here, and grab these pieces out of here one at a time, pick them up and chunk, 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 chunk. So I might do that, and then I could just move it right over to there and pick those pieces up, chunk, 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 chunk. Have a bunch of rounds all cut. That's probably close to a cord there, and probably 2/3 of a cord here. So let me get at it. Thanks for hanging in there and watching. I got a big old crotch piece on top of the pile right there. I was going to save that, put it on the sawmill, but I'm not going to. I've got a whole lot of other pieces around here to saw on the sawmill and not enough time to do it. So I'm going to cut that up in firewood. So other big old crotch here, cut that up in firewood, and then all these other pieces. So I'm going to pull them 2 big pieces off there with this thing, get them out of the way so I can get at the other ones with the Mini X. Big old hunk of wood there. I can feel it making it back into the tractor light, even with the brush hog on there. I don't know how much that is, but I bet it's good 500 pounds or more. Yeah, I'm gonna say a little more. The way I can feel it moving the tractor around. Now let's see how we're gonna get at this other one. Then we get at it from down here on the low side. one there almost looks like it could make some nice tabletops if I sliced it up. You pull it out and look at it. One bad thing about having a sawmill, everything you look at it for shape and character, and well, it depends on what you do with your sawmill. Some people only cut lumber with their sawmill, you know. But myself, that's not why I bought the sawmill, not for doing lumber. I bought it for doing unique stuff. Can I get it? Nope, I gotta pull it out of there a little farther. There, now I can get it. Now we got it. Barely, but we got it. Yeah, we might end up having to go on the sawmill. Looks like I got one tooth on it on the top because it's not wanting to rotate on me. Let's take a look at it and see what it looks like. Might make a neat little coffee tabletop or something, you know. I could probably get 3 slabs or so out of there for a coffee tabletop. Let's take a peek at it. Oh, the rain's going to be coming before too long. Yeah, that could probably make, see, I had a limb coming out here, and a big old knot on top. Should have some neat character inside of it. That there, that looks like it's probably about, I'm going to say 22, 23 inches diameter there. That's probably, not quite 4 foot long. Right up on the top edge where it's the longest. Up here, it's probably close to 4 foot. Yeah, that's another piece of where a limb was here. There was a limb up there, limb there, limb there. So that's going to have some nice figuring. I think that's going to have to go into the slabbing up pile. That's one thing I enjoy doing around here. I enjoy going for walks through the woods, not just on our paths, but out into the woods where there aren't any paths, and look for unusual shaped tree limbs. I've got one tree alongside the driveway that comes up, I don't know, I'm going to say 6-8 feet, and then it has like a corkscrew in it, and then it goes up and around. I've been watching that one for a few years. That's going to turn into either a piece of a railing in our new house or something. I'm going to use that corkscrew for something unique. And you know, I've a couple of curved, you know, trees with a pretty good curve in them. I've got some of those picked in advance. They're going to be used for some neat stuff. I'm thinking maybe I can see if we can just grab some of these rounds right here with a grapple, get them setting up in there by the splitter. That'll get me something to do if it's raining. I can split stuff that's already under the roof. Let's see what we can get here. A little fishing expedition. Good chunk of it. We'll come back, see if we can get most of the rest of it in the next scoop. I think I just felt the sprinkle. Now let's see what we can get here. I'm not going to get them all. Maybe I'll get a few more of them. Sorry guys, I should have had you back on a tripod, but the tripod's up there and I'm down here. So, doing what I can do, driving one hand and holding the tractor and running the grapple with the other hand. We got part of it. Now we got a big old vine in there though. Let's see if that vine wants to come with us or stay here. I'll figure it wants to come with us. You know, I bought that charger when I first bought my old Bell 47 helicopter because it charges 6 volt, 12 volt, or 24 volt, and the helicopter had a 24 volt system. Still works good except for the timer does not work anymore. You flip it around, it's just on or off now. The timer doesn't work. Everything else works good. Okay, cross fingers. Hey everybody, good morning. It's a beautiful morning out here. Oh, welcome to Not So Retired with Chuck and Judy. It's gonna be a hot one today. So I came out here nice and early. I'm gonna split up a basket of firewood, get that done before it gets too darn hot, and I'll find something a little cooler to do after that. Although I might go ahead and go back here behind me over here and start cutting that big old log after I get that basket of firewood cut or split. We'll see what the temperature is, stuff like that. If not, I'll find something else to do where it's not quite so hot. But I'll stay busy. Thanks for joining in. Let's get at it. This is non-ethanol. I've learned to use it in all of our small engine stuff. That's what we should be burning in all our cars. They want too darn much money for it because they want us to burn ethanol. Now they're adding even more ethanol to our gasoline so that it'll ruin our older engines faster, so that we'll all be driving newer vehicles that they can shut off anytime they want. And watch your eyes and listen to what you say while you're driving. What a beautiful thing, eh? Oh, probably shouldn't be saying that stuff, but truth is the truth, you know? I always like to put a little, this is gear lube, 80-90 gear lube. I put a little bit on the top of the bar. I put a little bit on the rag and wipe it on the bottom sides of here so that where these rails are on the bottom there, it gets lubed a little bit too. And then after I run the thing forward, I put a little bit more behind it so it gets it underneath this plate here, both directions. Just, you know, like I told people before, this old splitter, my dad and my Uncle Lester bought it together, and it's been over 40 years ago. I don't know exactly when he bought it, but it's been over 40 years ago because my Uncle Les passed away about 29 years ago. And yeah, they had it for a long time before that. I'm just guessing on over 40, but I know it's over. There's that. I guess I should have me some rags out here, shouldn't I? Piece of cardboard might work. I need to do some cleanup out here too. I'm getting a bunch of bark stacked up out here. Maybe after I get this batch of logs here, batch of rounds done, we might clean it up there. Okay, choke. Put about half throttle or so. Turn it over a couple times. Whoops, hold it. I didn't check the oil yet. I know I checked it last time and it was good. I know it's gonna be good this time. It does use a little bit, but oh yeah, it's good. Right up there at the top. Now if I can get the cap back on there. There, okay. Hold it a couple times. Feel in the line. Stop for a minute, guys. I got a couple logs just full of ants, little bitty ants. I I gotta get rid of them. Okay guys, the old girl did it again. Oh, yeah, I know I've said it before, but I know the splitter is well over 40 years old. Still going strong. Oh, probably stronger than me. Well, got that basket full. I'm gonna go in the house for a few minutes, sit down and have a cup of coffee because I didn't get my usual 2 cups of coffee this morning because I wanted to get out here before it got too warm out. It's too warm out now. Kind of a little damp right now. Actually, I'm pretty darn soaked. But it was good to get out here early, get this splitting done on this one basket full here. Got a little bit more here, and I got some more out there to cut into rounds, and some more over here by the yellow shipping container to cut into rounds. Whole lot of dead trees standing and a lot of dead ones on the ground. Some of the dead ones that are on the ground aren't worth messing with. I'll just throw them on our burn pile someday, or maybe just, if they're not in a nice part of the woods, just let them lay there and rot. But yeah, I may fire up the sawmill later and try to get some of the cutting on that big log done. We'll see how the temperature feels. If not, I'll be working inside the house. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. This may or may not be the end of the video, but please give us a thumbs up if you think about it. And if by chance you came across this by accident and you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Thank you much. Have a blessed day. Bye. Well guys, basket I just pulled out of there, that's the third basket full. That wood was a little bit greener than the first two, and I pretty much couldn't lift it. I had the forks up a little bit off the ground when I was stacking the wood in it, and I tried to lift it and I couldn't, and actually it was tipped a little bit down, so the front end of the basket was trying to rub on the ground a little bit. But there's a little trick I learned back when we were doing some other stuff on the house, when I was trying to lift a lot of stuff that was too heavy for the tractor. It's probably something you shouldn't really do, but I'm going to tell you, if you're in a pinch, something you can do. You can either hold to lift or hold to tilt back, one or the other, even though it's at its limit. You can, like, I was just holding to tilt back a little bit in there, because like I said, it's tilted down. So I'm holding the tilt up, but it's not doing anything. I've got the motor running fairly hard, and I'm sitting still. What I did, I rocked the tractor back and forth. That momentum like that, every time like you rock back, when you go rock forward, it takes weight off of the lift, or off of the basket. So you rock back, it's actually harder on it. When you rock forward, it like loses some weight. Kind of like if you're in a car and you go over a hill, and when you're a kid and your belly goes up in the air, same kind of thought. So, got the heavy basket on there, I go like this.